movie Captain America,
which is a story of this kid named Steve Rogers who gets injected with super serum, and then he fights the world against Nazis.
Woo!
It makes sense.
The cast of this movie did an amazing job, and there are so many people in this movie that you will recognize. I mean, they're not like huge people that are in a ton of movies. Well, some of them are, but
you will recognize a lot of faces.
Yes.
And they did a fantastic job and added to the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
The main girl, I totally loved her.
Peggy.
Yes.
Yes. We looked up who she actually is in real life, but we didn't really know who it was. So.
Kaylee Altwell? Something like that. Haley. She was awesome.
She was cool. She punched people. She shot
men.
people.
She punched men in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
And
exciting.
then she was like, "Oh, I'm standing on the edge of this cliff and I might die, but it's okay because I'm looking at this hot guy."
Right? Which the hot guy, Chris Evans, Captain America, he's beautiful.
We will get to that a little bit later.
Yes, but he did a great job acting.
Mm-hmm.
Totally got the humor right, got the action right, got the sentimental moments right. Like, phenomenal job done
Very
by him.
sympathetic towards everything he went through. I mean,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All of the characters did such a good job making you feel for them, making you engaged in who they stood for.
What they stood for.
And what they stood for.
Well, what about, now, I know you hated Red Skull.
I did. I did not like the Red Skull guy.
Hugo Weaving did a nice job, though. I mean, he was kind of scary.
I didn't like the fact that his red skull, when the lighting hit, it was like pink, and then he looked like hot pink skull man. So then I was not afraid of him anymore.
I guess I didn't notice the pink. Did you notice
I
pink?
said that to you in the movie.
I know, but I didn't
theater.
believe you. I was like, that doesn't look pink.
He looked pink to me at points. And it was not scary.
So, the storyline of this movie was amazing. Loved the plot, because there was a plot.
Yes.
Whoa, an action movie with a plot.
Whoa.
Mind-boggling Transformers.
And it made sense.
Made sense. You cared about the characters. There was emotional depth. There was the great interaction. The pacing was spot on. Like, the climax built at a good point. The movie didn't feel rushed. It didn't feel long. It was so good.
And there was emotion, and it was funny too.
It was.
There was emotion. Shannon cried.
Okay. The tears were there, but they did not fall.
I looked over. You were welled up.
Yeah. Anyway, there were moments.
No, but at the end of the movie, because I knew Captain America's story a little bit from, you know, back in the day, they didn't know the storyline, so they got outraged.
I had
totally.
no idea. And the ending came, and I was just like,
Shock. Absolute shock.
is this really happening
And
right now?
anger. Anger.
Yeah, I was mad.
But after the credits, oh my goodness, so exciting.
Oh my god.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, stay for after the credits.
Mm-hmm.
The end. Okay, so we decided to have our own section dedicated towards the hot men that we were able to watch throughout this movie experience.
Yes. Let's start with Chris Evans, who is gorgeous. Main character, he's just, even if the movie ended up being bad, we knew we at least had something to look at.
Yeah.
Because he is...
There you go.
Something
Wow.
great to look at.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So not only did we have Chris Evans, but all the other hot men in this movie, like his best friend, what's his name?
Bucky.
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 Yeah.
Oh, and Stark. Sorry, I thought Stark was sexy. He was cute.
And you could so see the Robert Downey Jr. traits in...
Oh yeah, you could tell they're kind of it's
supposed to be related. It's great.
So you have the hot men in the movie and Chris Evans, and then you also have, at the end of the movie, they show the trailer for the Avengers and
With Thor.
Seriously?
I haven't even seen Thor, and he's gorgeous. He's gorgeous.
So we all, like, our hearts just like...
Even in the trailers in this movie had so many hot men.
Yes.
It was ridiculous. But even better than that, in the movie theater,
we were surrounded by men.
Yes.
There was like a total of probably 6 girls in that movie theater, and we were 3 of them.
Yeah.
And pretty much the whole theater was full
It was packed.
Yes.
of men.
And those other 3 girls were with boys.
Yeah, they were not there for
No.
Our eye
Evans, which
candy.
is-
Stupid.
Stupid, yeah.
So yeah, surrounded by hot men,
Uh-huh.
watching, well, maybe some of them weren't hot, but
Yeah, well, who knows?
surrounded by men,
There were a couple that were older, Katie. You don't want those ones.
going to see a movie with a lot of hot guys. So we liked the costumes, we liked how it was set in the 40s, we liked the music, the plot, the fact that there was a plot.
Yes.
And
the action was good. Yeah. They were hot men.
Very good.
You were never bored.
No. Storyline was great.
The only things that we kind of were iffy about were some of the CGI she thought looked a little fake.
Yeah, at one point he's running toward a plane and it just, to me, looked really obvious that it was on a green screen. I don't know.
I didn't like the hot pink skull guy. And
most of the time he's red. Yeah, apparently the majority of the time it's pink, but
and some of the German accents were a little bit goofy.
A little cheesy, but overall it was great.
Yeah, we still really liked the movie.
Definitely worth seeing.
Yeah. So for our overall rating,
we're gonna have to turn to our
meter of epicality.